everyone, I'm Surabhi. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm answering another question from a homeschooling mom who has asked me, how do you stay consistent in homeschool? And this is a very deep, heartly questions for me because this is something which I have struggled, which is actually was one of my biggest homeschooling challenges in all these years till I figured it out. And I have talked to other homeschooling parents, I have researched YouTube videos, everything, and finally I have processed a lot of information and reached my own conclusions, and that has given me peace. I'm not telling I'm like I have cracked it or something, but it has brought a lot of peace to me, and I'm just going to share my those learnings with you. That what is consistency for me in my homeschool, and how do I define it, and then you can decide is it consistent or not. All those things we are going to discuss today. So as usual, let's start with a story, my style. So consistency as a term or as a definition, what does it mean? It means that you have a same quality output in different times. Consistently you are delivering the same output irrespective of any season or any time. For a long time you deliver the same, right? And I relate it to my corporate job times. So before my first child was born, I was working in corporate for like 9 to 10 years. And with God's grace, I was a consistent achiever, or my deliverables were like very consistent. Like we have appraisal at the end of year, every quarter, I was consistently delivering my projects or the work assigned to me. And that's what I understood, that, you have to perform consistently so that you get good appraisal in the end. And if you say in those times when I was just working, I was married, and I have worked in both as a not married and married also. My consistency mainly depended on me, my health obviously, and the people who factors were my colleagues and my client. What you see is there, all the people who were responsible for my consistent delivery of output were all adults. I was not dealing with kids, and that's a very big thing, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so when I became a stay-at-home mom, and I'm telling you, I take this stay-at-home mom job very seriously, and homeschooling mom to super seriously. So, but my problem was when I shifted from a corporate job to a mom job, I expected my output or my consistency or my deliverable to be as good quality and consistently as I was an employee. No, that won't happen. Because here, the factors who control my delivery and my output are these two tiny kids who don't understand half the time what I say. Half of the time, I don't understand what they say, and yeah. So the first thing which I learned as a mom or as a homeschooling mom is that you can't be consistent as in the same definition as a corporate consistent definition. I'm just comparing directly because मैं अपनी stay at home mom job को और अपनी corporate job को बहुत compare करती हूँ, that how that job seemed easier, now seems very easier than compared to what I am doing today. So the factor is because the factors who are involved here now are teeny tiny, who are not adults. My consistency or my failure at being consistent is not my failure, okay? If I'm expecting the same output as in a corporate job, it will not happen because my deliverable is dependent on these little ones who are not adults, So I have to be set very realistic expectations with myself, that how much consistent I can be, or how much great I can be as my stay-at-home job, because it's not only me, it's not only my health. I have, things are not the same. So first thing was realization, this fact that a corporate job consistency in terms of output was very different from what I can deliver, or I can consider myself successful as a stay-at-home mom or a homeschooling mom. So that was a very big realization for me. Second thing, I cannot be consistent at everything. So again, in a corporate job, मुझे 3 projects दिए थे, मैं तीनों में अच्छी deliver करती थी और सबके output होंगे, और I was good at. लेकिन as a stay-at-home mom, मेरे सारे projects जो है ना भाई, I cannot be consistent in or good deliverables in all these projects. What are my jobs as a stay-at-home mom? making sure food is cooked healthy, kids are taken care, they do not kill each other, they are safe, the house is like maintained, cleaned, and homeschooling study. As a mom, I have to learn a lot of things about my kids, their behavior, next curriculums. You see, you have so many jobs, and then calling relatives, family responsibilities, grocery shopping, and all the other stuff that comes around as a homemaker mom, right? And okay, I'm talking about Singapore, where I do not have any help. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, everything is my job, and making sure कि सबकी wardrobe में कपड़े हैं, उनके size appropriate कपड़े हैं, और anybody comes home is like taken well care. So in my corporate life, I did not have much social life, you can say, but now I have kids, so things have changed. But I'm just telling you, as a stay-at-home mom, I have many more projects to do as compared to a corporate job, and I cannot deliver consistently on all these stay-at-home projects all the time. I cannot, because I am not a superwoman. This realization was my second realization, that I really have to choose that, which are the projects I do not want to be consistent with, or if I'm not consistent with them, it's okay. It's not my failure as a mom or as a homemaker. You get that? So I chose only two things. I'll not go to 5 years back. I'll just talk about last 3 years. I chose two things or two projects of mine which I really wanted to be consistent at and focused at. And those were my homeschool and our health. Again, I had more before COVID also. The health was a big issue for me, and I was studying about it. So I was making a lot of changes in our diet, in our physical routines, and our homeschool, because my kids were older. They were turning 5 and 6, so school age. So those were the two things I chose to be consistent with. Rest of them, cooking, like basic cooking ke alawa bhi, like other cooking needs, be it grocery shopping, be it cleaning, be it laundry, be it calling family members, or being at social functions, even like homeschool co-ops and social gatherings with the kids and play dates. I just let it go. If I could deliver, I could deliver. It doesn't deliver, my kids do not go to play date for a month, I'm okay with it. I'm completely okay with it. But yes, these are the two things I chose to be consistent with. So what two learnings? One, my consistent delivery in corporate cannot be compared to my consistent delivery as a stay-at-home mom, howsoever serious I take this job to be. I cannot be consistent at all the projects of mine. I have to choose which are my major projects I want to be consistent at. And third thing is, even if I chose to be consistent on two of my projects, okay, I cannot be consistent on them all the time. Like office mein hota tha na ki whole year I'll give like consistent output. No, it won't happen in my home. Like if I make a homeschool routine today, or if I make a rhythm today, it'll not go for a year. Again, why? Because here are kids involved. Now kids, the rate of growth of kids is much higher than we adults. From 0 to 3, they go like very much. 3 to 6 like little, 6 to 9 little. But still, they are changing very fast. Not yearly. Even in 6 months, kids change from like not reading anything to like reading Harry Potter. I have seen those changes. Their vocal capability, their physical capability, a lot of things changes. Again, their emotional things, especially in COVID. Lot of emotional breakdowns. They are not very verbal with what kind of feelings they have. Kids are bullied in the park. Lot of physical looks things, or like appearance things. Kids go through a lot, and go through very fast. Like in 3 months, they will like completely break down for something. I'm just telling that the variables here involved are too much. So when the kids are involved here, who are growing emotionally, whose brains are growing, who are learning to handle their emotions, I cannot be consistent with the same rhythm, same routine for a long time. I should be ready to change. So I set a time limit myself. If I have set up this routine for our homeschool, I will keep it for 3 months. 3 months like my maximum limit. After 3 months, it will go through a big change. That is at my limit. After this, when my kids are 7 and 8, this is my limit. After 3 months, my homeschool routine changes a lot. But we fine tune every month. For 1 month, this worked, and then realize that this thing didn't work. And it is routine, basically bedtime routine, nighttime routine, breakfast routine. These all are parts of homeschool, the diet, and all, I'll talk about it later, but these all are the changes which I have to fine tune every single month to see which phase my child is. Example, COVID hua, lockdown hua, kids were completely locked at home. Then suddenly it opened and my kids were in park for 4 hours. They come home super tired, they sleep later, and I mean, like, they sleep for a long time. Morning also they are like tired because their body changed suddenly, you know. They were playing in a park for 4 hours from the time when we were completely locked at home. My homeschool had to change. I could not expect them to perform or behave or like give same delivery in the homeschool work because things changed for them, you know. So that's what I'm telling. They are not like adults who can, you know, रात को 4 बजे तक movies भी देखी, still we will be in office at 9 o'clock delivering consistently. That won't happen with kids. They will change, they will show the reflection in their behavior with small physical changes or small diet changes very fast. Again, they are sugar, they are into birthday party. I'm just telling. So that's why you have to be ready to fine tune your routines and just set the realistic expectations कि हाँ, ये routine मेरा 3 महीने तक अगर मैंने consistently कर लिया, I am very consistent. Applaud at your back, you know. So that was the third thing, that whatever you choose to be consistent with, just set a time frame for how much time you want to be consistent with and be realistic. Again, you are dealing with kids and the kids who are growing multifold every single month. Okay, so this is one thing. And then the last thing is like, how would you define consistency for your homeschool? Okay, so you want to define consistency in subject wise or academic wise or your vision wise. What do I mean? If you see my last video, I talked about my vision. So one of my main vision of homeschool is the physical health of my kids. So even during lockdown, or apart from that also, I want to be consistent on physical exercise of my kids. So during lockdown, it was cycling, it was morning walks. Now lockdown is not there, but still restrictions. So we do swimming. So if they do these many kilometers of cycling per week, we are well consistent in our homeschool. If they do this much swimming per week, we are on track. Again, for the subject wise also you can do. Like if they have done 2 pages of math for 1 week or for 1 month, we are on track. You have to define your consistency. Again, you cannot do everything. Don't compare to schools. They cannot do like this. If you want to define that, your choice, but I still feel it's hard for little kids. So that's how I have defined my consistency in terms of vision, basically physical health, and a very low target or low expectations for academics. Again, my style, but you define your consistency कि अगर मेरे बच्चे इतना कर लेंगे तो हाँ मेरे बच्चे consistent हैं. Again, you have to पता मुझे लगता है that when you set up very high targets and you're not able to achieve it, you feel like failure, and then failure multifolds because मैं आज भी फेल हो गई, मैं कल भी फेल हो गई, मैं परसों भी फेल हो गई. So you know that doesn't help. So set up small targets and be consistent with small targets, and then slowly your confidence will develop, and then you can set up high targets for yourself. You know, don't try to set up targets कि आज मेरे बच्चे को इतना ही पढ़ना चाहिए, ऐसा नहीं होता. So you know, just be very realistic and be very kind to yourself and to your kids when realistic this consistency targets. Okay, so this is how I define consistency for me, and these are the learnings. And one very important thing about consistency is the factors that are involved in making sure that you are consistent. Okay, so there are many factors involved, and it might be different for every family, but I'll tell you, I have listed down that what are the factors which affect my consistency of my homeschool routine as well as my health, you know, because these are the 2 areas we focus on. One thing is my husband's routine. I'll tell you, it's very critical factor. We fought a lot last year because he was working from home. Is that the time my husband gets up, it's a morning cuddle time, playing time, breakfast time. If he gets up late because he was working late in the night, in the morning we start our schoolwork, we start our routine, whatever is our morning routine, food routine. He comes in between, hugs and start saying, "How what happened? Yeah, this and that." And once kids go out of that reading, like our school time feeling to this one, bringing him back to the serious study routine is very hard. So we literally like fought, telling him that if you want to spend time with the kids in the morning, please get up on the time when my kids get up, or like when it's like morning their food time or when they're relaxing time. ऐसे नहीं कि जब तुम्हारा मन आ गया और बीच में आ गए तुम स्कूल में कोई हक करने आया हो, मेरा मन कर रहा था बात करने का. नो नो, बिकॉज यू डिसरप्ट आवर schedule, you disrupt our routine. Kids go from this to this and then bringing them back is so hard. So now my husband has to stay on a routine so that he doesn't create disruption in my homeschool routine. You get that? So, and that disruption, one is my husband. The second disruption I had was phone call. So I talk to my mom every single day. That is like my outlet every day. But again, I had to really talk it out with my mom that, you know, I homeschool from this to this time, so please don't call or don't expect me to call you back. Sometime my homeschool extends half an hour, 1 hour. I just drop her a message that, you know, I'm busy, I'll call you after 30 minutes or after 1 hour. Because in between, if a phone call comes, my kids just get, one start playing with Lego, one start reading a books, and then bringing them back to the project which I'm doing with them breaks. So that's what I'm telling. So these are the factors which affect my consistency. One, my husband's routine. Second, my mom's phone call, or any other phone interruption, basically, right? So except my mom's phone call, there's nobody who can disrupt my, on the phone. Only my mom's call I pick up. So that is second thing. Third is a diet. Again, for kids, the diet part is very, very important. And even for me, the diet is important in the sense, sometimes I wake up hangry. Okay, sometimes I need a coffee in the morning. I'm not a coffee lover, but sometimes, you know, with the mood swings, with the body swings, with my health, with all the stress that is going on about, you know. So I have to really take care that our food routine or my body is taken care of. If in the morning I feel I need a coffee, I make sure that I get it so that my mood swings do not affect my homeschool. मुझे गुस्सा आ जाएगा, बच्चे तो करेंगे जो करेंगे और सब कुछ बर्बाद हो जाएगा. हुआ है someday, just I get too angry because I did not have my breakfast or my coffee or what I needed. The same goes with my kids. If they have carbs first thing in the morning, something happens to them. They do not perform well. Maybe it make them tired, maybe it's a sugar thing, I don't know. So what we do in the morning, that we have our proteins, we have vegetables and fruits. Just at the schoolwork, our maths is done without carbs, mostly English is done without carbs. Then when they have their carbs, they have their other project work or coloring work and all those things. So you have to see that, you know, diet makes a lot of difference in the moods of mine as well as my kids. So I'm just telling you the factors which I've written. And yes, the growth spurts, like sometimes my kids have sibling conflicts, something happen in the park. So all those, you know, some small things, emotional changes which you can observe. And so example, I'm telling you that in the morning, my elder one wakes up first. If I am sitting with her while my younger one wakes up, she goes to a bad zone. As soon as my younger one gets up in the morning, she wants mama to herself. So I have to make sure that if my elder one has woken up, she has gone to her work alone and I am alone in the morning. It's a big factor, just so that my younger one gets up with a good mood. Or I go to her room and cuddle her just to wake up on a good mood. And if I fail on that routine, if I wake up late, if I was busy in the kitchen, if I was still settling up my elder one for the schoolwork, it becomes a disaster. So, you know, these small things, and these are the factors I recognized that how can I stay consistent on my homeschool routine and my homeschool is not disrupted for all these reasons. And you can, it's a real life thing. You have to adjust by your family routines, your husband's routines, your kids' mood swings. If you have one kid, if you have two kids, if you have multiple kids for different ages. So that's what I'm telling. Define your consistency, see the factors which affect that consistency and work on those factors, making it smoother, and just target कि हाँ तुम महीने भर भी consistent हो जाओ ना एक routine पे, बहुत है. Because our challenges are very, very different. It's not a corporate job consistency you can achieve. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And just want to tell you that be kind to yourself. You are doing enough. Kids are just doing awesome. Everyone, if we don't compare and if we don't want to measure their success on a scale or on an exam or anything, and just they're happy and healthy and you are happy and healthy, nothing else matters. These consistent output deliverable are just some terms which are recognized or like given a lot of importance. Just focus on what is really important to you. Your kids should be happy. You should be loving them, not shouting and not fighting much. And there is a peace in the house. That's all that matters. And if you can maintain that consistency, peace and love in your home, other consistency doesn't matter. Your house cleaning, cooking, maths, English, doesn't matter. So just focus on bringing peace and happiness in your life along with your kids. And if you're consistent in that, you're a rock star mom, you're a rock star stay-at-home mom, and be happy about it. So that's all I wanted to share about this consistency thing to you, and hope I answered the question. Let me know if you have any more questions, and I'll be happy to answer with my experience and my learnings with you. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.